Charlie Kirk was assassinated just a few days ago, and I have been struggling to put into words my thoughts. A few days have passed. I've had an opportunity to be with friends and loved ones, and so I do want to just extend my heartfelt condolences to Erica Kirk, to the family of Charlie Kirk, to the larger Turning Point USA family, and to, frankly, to all of America and the entire world. Because this political assassination affected all of us. It struck at the core of who we are as Americans, because it struck a few of the fundamental values that make us great in this country. One is the freedom of speech. Charlie Kirk was not a threat to anybody. He was a citizen. He wasn't even a lawmaker. He was a citizen who would go to colleges, these places of supposed higher learning and education, and he would challenge people to think outside of their bubble. And because of his ideas and his challenging people to think in ways that perhaps they hadn't before, he was murdered. That is devastating, and the first responder fitness family stands against such vile evil. We condemn it unequivocally. We condemn such evil acts. It was also a shot to the heart of all of us who are people of faith. And that's not where I focus on first responder fitness, although I do indeed talk about spiritual fitness. I talk about the three pillars: physical fitness, mental fitness, and spiritual fitness. And I try to be accepting of all belief systems, knowing that first responders come from a variety of different belief systems. But like Charlie Kirk, I am a devout follower of Jesus Christ. And I believe that this particular assassination was to shut him up from preaching Christian principles. You know, my family has been mourning greatly this week, like all of you. But my daughter, she founded her Turning Point USA charter or chapter at her university when she was in school. My daughter-in-law, she is very involved in the Turning Point USA at her university. And in fact, her and my son went and led a 1,000-person candlelight vigil on the campus of her university. Courageously, they stood up against those who would silence them. And so other than just condemning the violence and the viciousness and the brutality of such a horrific act, and mourning with those who mourn, and standing with those in the Turning Point USA family, I would like to just encourage you, the first responder fitness family, to rise up against such violent acts and to love deeper. I would encourage you to speak out. I would encourage you to have faith over fear and to not allow this to silence you. I think of Erica's strength as she spoke out. Her courage reminds us that evil cannot stop God's work. And through all of us continuing to challenge fear with action, we can do tremendous things and make a difference. I want to show you my weapons, the weapons I choose to fight with. Now, make no mistake, I am not a pacifist. In fact, you're going to see an episode where I call very soon, where I call on men to rise up and prepare themselves for violence if they need to defend the innocent. But in the wake of political discord, this microphone is my weapon, and this Bible is my weapon. Those are my weapons of choice, and I will not be silenced, and I encourage you not to be silenced. I'm Carl Wimmer with First Responder Fitness. wishing Charlie Kirk to rest in peace. May God bless his precious family. May God bless Turning Point USA. May God bless the United States. And let me just end, as I always do, reminding you to be good to yourself, be good to others, and as always, stay safe.